So sometimes we have daydreams about these encounters for the satisfaction of being vindictive or whatever. Um, but I actually just had this happen to me early this week. So let me just give a brief backstory. I used to be married to someone that in retrospect was a very abusive partner and what would end up being just about pretty much every sense of that word. Whether it was mental, which usually was like mental abuse, or emotional abuse. But ultimately ended in physical and another type of physical abuse. That I probably can't talk about under fear of getting a copyright strike if you start to understand where I'm going with that. And I spent my entire early 20s with this person. I met this person when I was a kid. We went to high school together, and even like intermediate, I would say it was like the first time I remember going to school with them. So from like the age of 10 to 18, we went to school together. And, they were actually pretty mean to me in intermediate school. They claim they don't remember it, but I just don't think they wanted to remember it. But they were mean to me. But we didn't really talk after that, and we never really seemed to cross paths all that much. Then we started talking again in the summer of 2017, and I would have been 20 at the time, and I think they would have been 20 at the time as well. And anyway, long story short, they weren't in a happy connection, things went to shit, and they came back and moved back up here, and we got together like 2 to 3 weeks later, which, these days would have been a massive red flag to me. Like, obviously that person is not over that. And like, I know there's some people that say that you can love someone and get over someone at the same time, which I'm sure for some couples it works. It probably works tremendously well, but I don't know, maybe something was off with me. Maybe I just don't have the patience for that, and I need someone who's like, ready and willing or something. I don't know. But obviously we were looking for different things out of life. I think we were opposites. That seemed to be kind of what attracted us at first, but I think in the end we were just so opposite in our ways of life that it was going to inevitably collapse. I mean, we just couldn't be two more opposite people, I think. But with that being said, they caused me a lot of hell in our separation, our whole process of our divorce, as well as quite a bit after the divorce. And everybody was always telling me how I was going really easy on her and I was being way too kind to her. And I don't understand. I just endured 4 years of the most insane, absurd, laughable bullshit that you could conceive. Just totally outlandish people with totally outlandish personalities. And that's just all I've got to say about that. And it wreaked havoc on my mind, and I was tired and dejected, and I felt like my whole early 20s got pissed away investing in something that didn't produce shit in the end, but a lot of debt and just unnecessary mental challenges. I was driving home from work Monday afternoon, and I had to get back here so I could clean my apartment out real quick. One last good sweep before an apartment inspection the following day. And I'm driving behind this car, and the driver looks so familiar. And then I realize this guy kind of looks like a guy I used to work with. And then I realized the guy that I'm thinking about that I used to work with is married to someone that I was once married to. And then I look in the passenger seat, and there's a woman that's a little bit on the shorter side with glasses and really dark hair. And I just had this feeling in my gut that perhaps after all of these years, I'm about to see these people face to face. So I'm behind them, and I think maybe they're starting to realize it's me as well, because I can see them kind of trying to speed up, but not look conspicuous at the same time. But I already picked up on it, And I realized, this person put me through a lot of hell, and I feel like this is kind of some pussy bullshit. So, of course, I was just curious to see. If they were turning off the road, it wasn't like I was going to follow them off the road. They just happened to be on my direct way home from work. So they're trying to speed up on straightaways, and I'm speeding around the curves. And it just so happens that we're on an intersection, headed towards it. And I'm going straight, and there's a turning lane to the left. And as all the stars in the sky aligned, and all the planets in the solar system did as well, as fate would have it, that we would be directly next to each other in traffic. I had speaker knockers blasting in my car at the time, and I had a boonie cap and a pair of sunglasses on with just a tank top on. And my window rolled down just like that. And I remember turning to the left, and it was definitely them. It was definitely my ex-wife in that passenger seat. And the driver's just not making eye contact, but you could also chalk that up to he's just an attentive driver, so. But my ex-wife's doing the thing where, someone's really uncomfortable and they look at you for a second and look away, trying to see if that's actually you, but trying not to make it look like they're staring at you, but it fails every time. So I just maintain that eye contact, man. And, I'll be honest. It felt nice to make someone feel how I felt every day for the better part of 4 years. Just to give you like a little taste. And since I was so stellar in my behavior throughout the divorce and many pretty much years after, I decided I deserved one mulligan, and I flipped them the bird in traffic. And I felt like a god for about 25 minutes. That's about all.